Hey guys, welcome to another episode of No Tea Just Coffee. My name is Tam.
And I'm Jordan.
And today's episode, we are talking about maintaining friendships, especially like in, as you get older, it can become maybe a little bit more difficult. There may be um, higher or other expectations that you had before that maybe when you were younger you didn't have, and just talking about like how do you navigate that, how do you really get through those different type of friendships, and have you had to let go of someone, like it's a lot, once you get older. So that would be the meat and potatoes of it all. And then later we'll be talking about our shoot the shit. We'll be talking about, are you a texter? Are you a phone call person? Okay, because everyone has their different flavors, if you will, of how they like to communicate. So yeah, that will be our shoot the shit later. So let's get into it. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. So
Yes.
maintaining friendships, especially as adults.
Yeah.
Woo,
It's tricky.
it is tricky. You have a lot that you have to juggle as an
You do.
adult. For you, you're married, you got a kid.
And your friendships look differently.
Friendships look differently.
Not everybody can go with the wave.
Yeah, and I think like as you get older, like the time that you have available starts to become
Diminish.
less, right?
It does. Or
It
become
doesn't-
differently.
Yeah, I was about to say it looks different. And I think at first it can be shocking a little bit, because you may be used to one way. I mean, I can, me and my best friend, we used to talk, maybe not every day, every other day, once a week for sure. And then, as we got older and, I started to get super busy in my career and what I was doing. She's married. She has, a couple of kids. It's like now, hell, we're lucky if we talk that month, like
that's true.
And at first it was an adjustment. It was weird because it's just not what you're used to. But I also think that comes with maturity and knowing that it's not that something happened. Nothing happened.
Life happened.
That's all that happened.
Yeah.
But it is an adjustment,
Yeah, I do remember like me and Jess, we've been friends since high school. We didn't have nothing going on when we was in high school. We may had a boyfriend or, some. But now that we're in our late 30s, both married, kids and careers and all those things, and like, I don't know, when I started working at our job, I was probably talking to Jess, that was 7 years ago, every single day. Now it's maybe like once a week, or
you guys used to talk like in the morning on the way into work.
Every morning.
Yeah.
Every single morning. And now we didn't add it on our plate, more things that we want to do. Jess has taken on a different career and all of that. So, time has diminished. And at the end of the day, you don't want to talk. Maybe you don't want to talk.
Yeah.
You've been talking to people all day. You're tired. And all you want to do is just relax.
Yeah.
That has to be understood too.
Right.
And also, I think
communicating with each other too.
That's right. Because I have friends that are not married. Well,
I was gonna touch on
you know
that.
what I mean? And so our friendship is different because I think I was very much in my adulthood when we met, but having a friend that hasn't transitioned into some of those roles that I have, it is hard for those friends to understand that, sis, I was single when we met, but now, I got a whole situation in a career. And so our time is different. Or it's the opposite, where when we started our friends, we had the same going on. And then now our lives are transitioning in different pathways, and where you may be more available, I'm not.
And so I think I can speak on that because all of my best friends married with kids. I have no kids. And also I don't want kids, but I don't have kids. Yes, I have a boyfriend, but he lives in a different state. So a lot of the times it is just kind of me, right? But I think that for me, I'm a very understanding person, right? If you give me the opportunity, like if you give me that chance, right?
That's right.
Like to understand things, I understand, right?
Yeah.
I can see both sides of a situation or whatever. And so for me, I understood that life is lifing. Okay. Like,
definitely.
like they have a whole family, but it's not to say that they've forgotten about me. Right. Because then I can even flip it the other way. I've always been busy, right? I've always been busy. I've always had a 9 to 5. And then after that, I'm going to a practice or I have a game, right? Like that's always been my schedule for I don't even know how long, you know? But I just understood that as they got married, they have somebody else that's pretty important in their lives that they have to take care of and nurture, right? Now they have kids involved. Okay, that adds on other things, right? But I understood that. I don't think other people can, you know, like I think like initially it is, I don't want to say hurt, like with one of my friendships, I remember being just like initially kind of being a little bit like shocked because I just never, because I just never thought that we would get to a place where like we talking only once a month. Like what? You know what I mean? Like how? Like how
did we get here?
How did we get here? You know? But we actually had a conversation about it. And again, that's why I go back to just communicating and being understanding, because I get it. You know, like we talked about how like, man, I knew everything that was happening and vice versa. Now it's like when we talk, we catching up from the past however long, you
Sometimes
know?
it can be a gut punch when you see your friends doing stuff and you're like, dang, I didn't even know. And it's like, well, shit, we ain't talked in a couple of weeks. And now you see them doing something. And sometimes you can get your feelings hurt because you're like, dang, how come I didn't know? Well, because the algorithm is off. Y'all ain't talking the way that y'all used to, but life is lifing for this person. They didn't achieve something or they going to do something here, there, and everywhere. And it's like, dang.
But even I don't want to say like life is lifing for that it's both parties. You know what I mean? Like I think it's just a thing of like what we're talking about, trying to maintain that relationship, trying to maintain that communication. And at one point in time, it was easier for me to pick up the phone and be like, girl, guess what? But now it's not. Why? Because maybe she's having a play date with her kids. Maybe this friend over here, they have a date night, her and her husband. So like, no, it's not as easy.
That's right.
And also like when you're married and you have kids, like your priorities change. And that's not to say that like my relationship with my friends is not a priority, right? But when you're married with kids, I would hope
it's different.
I would hope your spouse and your kids come first,
right?
You know what I mean? And I think for me, it's like I've gotten used to the not talking every day thing or every other week. For me, it's just, you know, I would like to be in the know, like when stuff happens, like, and that, you know, just keep me updated. You know?
It's hard to do that too.
And another thing, I think my friends know this. Don't let me find out on social media first. That's where we have a problem.
Yeah.
That's where we will genuinely have a problem. If we are supposed to be best friends or we're super close and something major or something exciting or whatever the case may be might be happening.
Yeah.
Don't let me find out on social media. And like more so like maybe life-changing things.
I was going to say
life-changing.
Yeah, okay, life-changing, yeah, because sometimes you are
not
in the motion of things. And you can put things on social media, but I'm glad that you were like life-changing. Like the way
life-changing things, right? like if me and I mean, well, I don't even post them, but let's just say like my current relationship and you know I'm posting photos or whatever. Let's just say me and my boyfriend breaks up or something. Lord, whatever, right? Me and my boyfriend breaks up. I'm not gonna post it on social media. And then my best friends is like,
well, what happened?
So you won't go and say?
You ain't gonna say nothing.
All right.
Yeah.
like that type of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I mean, also, like with me and Jess talking every day, and then we kind of transitioning into like once every other week or so. You also kind of like, I'm used to talking to Jess about every single thing.
Yeah.
And just, as life is lifing, there may be other friends that are more available and may know something before you know it.
I have a situation like that.
Sometimes in the beginning, I'm like, dang, why she ain't, but at the same time, I'm like, but you wasn't available, sis. And your time just wasn't, and y'all may talk about it later, but someone else may know before you. And that's just because of the way in which their relationship at that time, or they had a conversation on that particular day. Y'all didn't. So there's got to be some grace too, that as your relationships transition into not talking so much,
right,
give a little grace too, because they may have somebody over here that is a little more available.
And what I mean, I don't know, I don't even know, is available the word, or is it more so, because again, I have a group of friends that like I talk to frequently, right? More frequently than my best friends. And it's not necessarily because they may not be available. My best friends, meaning like they may not be available. It may be a thing of just like convenience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get that too.
Me too.
I understand that, like,
definitely.
Like all my best friends are moved, right? Yeah. So, and they have like their friends there. So I'm sure in the moment, support, it's like, girl, da 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 da. And then, I'll probably find out a little bit later. You know what I mean? And that's fine. I get that. You know?
Because you have to have, like, I probably talk I talk to you and Tierra during my work day.
Right.
Right. And I may tell you something that just really just,
right.
Whether it's personal
and
or about work.
Yeah.
Then I may tell Jess,
right,
girl, I need to catch you up on some X, Y, and Z. So that it probably is more convenient too.
Yeah. And I mean, and then availability can play a factor as well. But I think I really do think it's more about convenience than it is about availability.
Now, I saw something on social media about also new friends in adulthood. Like, are we no new friends, or are we, this is who I'm with, I'm rocking with, I ain't trying to get no new friends?
I think I'm now a firm believer in, I don't know if I need new friends, because I had a new friend in my adulthood.
It wasn't good.
It wasn't it.
Yeah.
It really wasn't it. And that's, I think.
Now, was it situational, or is it?
What you mean?
Like, was it maybe that particular person?
Well, I think that. Okay. Let me clean this up. I'm not
is
saying,
she ruining it for the other new friends, or
no. I do think though that I have my core people.
Yeah,
right. I have my core people. I have my best friends. I have them.
Yes.
I'm not saying I don't want to get to know nobody else. That's not even my personality. Okay, right. That don't even make sense. Right.
Yeah.
But I think I'm a little bit more cautious about it, because me and this person, we kicked it off quick.
Yeah.
Like quick.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden it was just like downhill from there. And for me, by that time, I'm well in my adulthood, and I'm like,
I ain't got time for this.
I ain't got time for this. Like, what are we even
doing?
What's the issue?
I think, and that's, I think that is what it is. If we don't mesh, I'm really not gonna give it too much of a go.
No.
And if your values, your morals, and things, now I'm gonna hear you out. But if what your lifestyle, morals, values, your path just ain't matching with mine,
I don't need it. And honestly, I tried. We both. Let me just not say I. We both tried. Right. We both tried.
Yeah.
And it's like, if it
Just ain't
wasn't working, it wasn't working, you know?
You know, I think like if you don't like the new friends that have been in my life, I think it's because I think I've trusted them as new friends because they knew somebody I already knew.
Are they friends or acquaintances?
Like, well, my soon-to-be sister-in-law, that actually is like a really good friend of mine.
Right.
And I think I trusted her more instantly because of my brother-in-law.
In the situation.
But I mean, we don't have to be friends. But I think she might be the newest friend that I have. But aside from that, I pretty much got the core of friends that like my friendships run deep. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it got to be pretty deep for me to really get to call you a friend and to be able to let my guard down and to be able to share certain things with you.
I will say that you are probably like my newest friend, even though it's been like what 7 but
it has been
like
7,
in my adulthood, right?
No, that's true.
In my adulthood, you would be someone I would say like you were a new friend that was built within my adulthood, because before that, you know, it was literally, it was just it was my crew and that's it. You know.
And I think by now my friends and vice versa, they know my expectations. I know theirs.
Right.
And we ain't playing no game. Like, I ain't, either you in or you out.
That's it.
Because really the next phase is like, I'm taking those core friends. We traveling together. We having experiences together. Like, I know we have our best interests at heart. And I'm not saying no new friends, but all I'm saying is
maybe no new best friend. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm against meeting new people. Let me just clear that up.
Yeah.
But it has been tricky.
It's been tricky
as an adult.
Because as a friend, I give you, listen, my heart, here you go.
And I think also it's a thing of, you know, we keep going back to our friendships go years back. I've been knowing my crew since I was like 15.
Yes.
Right?
It ain't no question of where they are.
Right. But what I'm saying is we grew up together, so we know exactly how each one of us operates. Sometimes we don't fight. Well, actually, we don't fight like that. But like we get on each other's nerves. But then we come back because we're like brothers and sisters because we grew up together. So we know when someone's upset. We know when, you know, we just understand each other. People that are new coming in, they haven't had all that time to get to know you and get to learn you. So a lot of it may be off-putting for them and vice versa, right? And so it's like either you're gonna rock with it or you're not. And if not, it's okay.
And it's okay.
It's okay.
I just keep you as
we can be cool.
Yeah,
like I cannot think of like any enemies, if you will. Like I don't.
Oh no,
I just ain't got that type of energy. No. That's just not who I am. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I think that also goes. I think that goes into like ending a friendship.
Yeah. And you know what? Let me tell you about that though.
That was easy.
I manage my friendships with much more grace now than I did in the past. I had a lot of trust issues in my younger days.
Oh.
And because I just have been, you know, mangling with a little bit, people don't rub me the wrong way. So I had a couple of friends that it was like one time that I really felt like I trusted you with something and you really let me down.
Oof.
Well, that was all we had to. I ain't talking to you since. Like, and done.
Now, I mean, imagine experiencing that as an adult. Yeah, that's a little bit. I
did experience one of them as an adult.
Oh, I thought you were saying.
Like
saying
my
when you were younger,
like 20s.
No, I'm saying adult.
20s is an adult.
30, a little bit older.
I mean, but what I'm saying is like one of them was younger, but like in my 20s when I was living with Alfred, we had a whole family, and there's another level of expectation that I have with that friendship as well.
Absolutely.
And that person really let me down. So I was like, dang, I can't really take you with me to the next level, because if you'll do that, then what do I expect you to do later on?
And was it an actual, like, this friendship is over, or was it like a dwindle?
It was.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's not
like
that stuff is not easy at all.
It's not, because
especially when you're like, especially when you think
there we go,
you guys are closer than maybe what it really was. And you know, like I said, I experienced it was probably, was it like the first? No, it's not. But it was bound to happen, you know. But also, it's kind of sad because you know, it's like you try to really build this friendship up, and then you start to bring them into like your other friend groups, and you start to have these experiences together, and you're constantly trying to work at it, and it just is not working. It's just not working, and it's like, you know what?
This ain't meant to be.
We tried, like we really tried, and it's just like, you keep getting hurt, I keep getting hurt. Why do we keep doing this tango? You know, so. I don't know. I think it hits. I'm not gonna put age on it. It is. It's a hard loss for me because my friends are like my family. And I don't. I mean, it's like my family's from here, right? My family is from here, but everything that I do is with my friends. Yeah, it is very rare that you will hear me or see me say anything about doing stuff with a family member. Right. And you know, that I'm sure I'm not the only one. There's a lot of people that, you know, that's like that. But that's why my friendships are so important, because they are literally my family. If something happens, the first people I'm thinking about, it's not somebody in my family. It's going to be my friends. And they're going to be the first ones too, to be right there, you know?
I think I take, like, I wouldn't say that, I mean, my friends are my family, but my friends are my sisters. I look at it as a sisterhood. And I think what I have been through personally, the women in my life, who I call my sisters, have helped me through some really hard times. And so that's why I think my expectation with new friends is that, sis, you got to be able to support me on these different journeys I'm going to go on, be able to confide in you. Like, there's so many different layers to my expectation that my friends that I've been friends with for 15, 20 years already know that. So I guess that's my apprehension with sometimes new friends, because I'm like, you got the layers I need. You know, are you going to be able to support me in
it's like you're going it's like you're going on a date, like you're constantly going on a date with this person. Right. And then it's also like, when do you know, or how do you know, like that person's a really good friend? Because for me, at least the one relationship that I'm referring to, I really thought like I really, and she knows who I'm talking about. I know. But like, I really thought like this was my girl. You know what I mean? Like, this was my girl. And I'm same with her, right? I'm not gonna sit here. Hell, I things just happen, whatever, right? And not even intentionally. That's the thing. Yeah. I don't think nothing was intentional. Yeah. I think it was honestly not understanding me and who I was as an adult, to be honest. Like, when we met, she met me during a time, I call it my downtime during the summer. During the summer, I'm kind of open, free, and at that time I was still like really going out and stuff like that. So we was going out and you know, whatever. Well, then my season kicked in, which typically that's August. Yeah. And this is the thing, all of my close friends know once August hits, it's a wrap, okay? Like, I'm under a rock. Don't talk to me until probably about February, March. Yeah. But so it was a thing of like her not understanding that and adjusting, you know, to that. And like, again, me being in my career and everything that I was doing, I personally don't think she was all the way there yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to say maturity plays a role in it too, because again, where I'm at, and I think that's why you and I clicked. And then I think that's why me and my sister-in-law clicked, because there was a level of maturity there that I knew that, oh, we can rock.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we ain't always serious. Most of the time, Tam and I are not serious anyway. Like, we joking, but I know if we need to take it serious, all right, let's get into it. You're gonna give me good advice, and I just know how you live. I know your lifestyle. I know your heart. You know what I mean? And the same thing with some of the newer friendships that I trust and know. But I think it does take a level of maturity, as well as I think for my previous relationship that we had to part ways was, I don't think she had any friendships.
That's what I was about
that would allow her to see the value in our friendship, because
same. She didn't have nothing to model.
She had nothing to model, and that's another thing. Somebody posted something on here, go back, social media, about if a woman if she has zero friends or a very small circle, it was basically saying, and that's the girl you want to be with, or that's somebody who you want to.
If her circle is small?
If the circle is small, you need to look it up, because it was like a lot of comments of like, sis, no. If you have zero friends, for me,
that's an issue. That's a red flag.
Because how are you gonna treat me any kind of way?
Well, or you don't know how to. You don't know how. And I will say that was one of the issues. Yeah. Like, as soon as, like, my friends instantly became her friends, because she didn't have that. Yeah. And I understand, like, having that support 100%. From your friends. And so, like, you know, she's coming in, and we are very open and like, hey, you know, but we have our issues too, because we're like brothers and sisters. Right. We literally have grown up together. Yeah. You know what I mean? So there's going to be those issues within, and my circle, it's men and women, right? It's not just all women. Yeah. And so for her, she hadn't had that before, you know?
Makes a difference.
It makes a difference.
And I think, again, trust issues, didn't have much patience in my 20s as I do now. So maybe I could have given her enough grace, more grace than I did. But where I was in my life, I didn't have time to give you no grace. Sis, I expect you to know better. You didn't, and it's time to go. Now, no, I still wouldn't move on if a friend did that, because that like hurt my heart. And I am very guarded with who I let in that space. Yeah. And so if I do, my level of expectation is, sis, you're not gonna hurt my heart, and if you do, we probably ain't got nothing else to talk about after that.
Yeah, you know, and I've even thought, like, would I try to, like, rebuild that friendship? I don't know if we could, but let me tell you something. I love that girl. Okay.
Yeah, of course you do.
That was my girl. Like, I literally dropped. There's been there were a couple of, occasions where I like dropped everything to like be there for her. But that's the type of friend that I am, right? Yeah. I just think that when you are trying to build a new friendship, like, you have to literally learn that person. Yep. And not formulate your own thoughts, opinions. Yeah. There has to be understanding. Yep. And based off of learning the individual, decide if that's a friendship you want to be a part of, right? Because I can honestly say I understood exactly who she was, how she was, right? Yeah. Where there were some things that I may not have like agreed with or loved, but as an individual, absolutely, like, I would have tried to maintain that friendship. But I just think on the opposite side of things, I think it was, she couldn't understand some things, Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard because I think you said it when we first started, is like, as an adult, you do have so many things that you are juggling. Yeah. And to stay like abreast of, where your friendships are, what stage we're in, how healthy it is, how not healthy. Like my friend who lives in Texas, we have seasons where we will text each other real heavy. The season is now where we're texting each other every other day. We really checking in with each other. And then it may be a season where I won't talk to her for months. But we have established that, and we talked about that, about like maybe we need to be better at it. We have constant communication of, okay, I know I ain't talked to you in a while. Is everything okay? Are we still good?
Like a check-in and stuff like that. Yeah.
But that's what we have in that particular situation. That may not be with every relationship that you have, and I think it's
the whole season thing. Like I said earlier with me, like my friends know, this is the time where you are probably going to see the most of me. I'm out. Okay. I'm going over to hang out. Let's do this, that, and the third. But once I really get into August, like
I'm not available.
I'm not available because I'm constantly going.
Right.
When I get home, I just want to be at home, you know?
Right.
Now, am I 100% like gone? No.
Right.
Like, no, of course not.
But your time is managed. You have to manage your time differently.
There we go. My time is just managed different. And yeah, I think each relationship is different, you know?
And I think...
And it's learning and understanding that.
I was just going to say, have some understanding of the different seasons in which not only your friendship is, but my friend is in this season of, she real busy. She, got things to do in these months. So our communication may be differently. She's not available. But I think as a real friend, I think you'll have some understanding there.
Right.
And that gets tricky because when you start to have friendships, newer friendships, they don't know your schedule. It don't really, like my personality.
And they think that you've been weird and
think that you're
ghosting. And it's like, no, sis.
I'm just busy.
I'm just busy and tired. Okay?
And like, I'm not always I'm not gonna say I'm not the easiest friend, but
what?
I have some things about me that people got to know about me. Like I like my me time.
Oh yeah.
But you know how, like, I'll be answering the phone, or I'm like I will go into my shell a little bit. And some of my friends in the beginning didn't understand, like, well, why you don't answer the phone, or why you don't call me right back, or maybe because I do have somewhat of like those personality traits of like an introvert.
Oh, that's me all the way. I'm very much extrovert, right?
Yeah.
But I love my alone time.
Oh my God.
Again, my friends know that.
My friends know that. They're like, now I know you ain't gonna be out all night.
Right, but it goes back to them just knowing and accepting that.
But new friends don't know that. It's like, why you leaving early? Or why didn't you come? Me, I am 50-50 extro, introvert. Literally, that's how I've been my whole life. My friends who know me, that rock with me, it's like, Jordan gonna give you a good full 2 hours.
And done.
And then I'll see y'all, and I'm going home because my social meter has went to 0.
Right.
But new friends be like, well, you boring.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, you boring. You not, you don't like to have fun.
You don't like to have fun. How come you?
It's like, sis, my fun looks differently, and I'm just not I'm not a high energy person anyway. So that expectation, I don't know why you're trying to get from me. I ain't never had high energy. My husband,
ain't me.
Ask him, because he be like, it's time to go. Yeah, I'm ready to go. Like, I done gave a full 2 hours, full steam ahead. Sis is tired. I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
So, I think, having friendships, I will say I am extremely blessed, though, to have the friendships that I have as an adult, because literally each one of my friends have helped me grow. Tam included, have helped me see perspectives. Like Tam, I remember meeting her and just talking with her. She always wants to know both sides. For me, when I was I don't give a shit about the other side. Tam be like, nah, okay, I understand, but what was? And that helped me, because I would always, and that's because my past, I was very independent, always on the defense, always trying to state my case, always trying. So then when I met Tam, it was more like, okay, sis, okay, but what's the other side of it? Like, pipe down a little bit, let's weigh both sides. So I find value in the friendships that I have, and I know what they have done for me, have helped me achieve professionally, personally, yada, yada, yada. And so a new friend, it's like, if you're not adding value to me, that's it. If you're not adding to me, and if I had another friendship that she was younger and her lifestyle was drastically different, and there were some elements of it that were so exhausting, and I'm drama free. I don't have no drama, and I keep it that way. And the people in my life keep it that way too. That's why we rock heavy. Like, we keep it real cool. That was not the case. So I had to kind of start to remove myself and back up from that, because it was literally like exhausting conversations, and just being in the presence and having conversations about certain things that are going on. I'm like, sis, I'm 36 or 35. I don't know that.
Right.
I don't want to know that. I'm not going through that. And I don't know why you putting yourself in such turmoil. You know what I mean? It's like, where I'm at and where my good girlfriends are, we pretty much whole over here. Right. We're not bringing no turmoil. We're not tearing each other up.
Now, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How would you, so, okay, let's say you have different circle of friends, or maybe within the same circle, whatever.
Yeah.
But every relationship is completely different with each one, right? And like, trying to, you don't want one person to feel some kind of way because they may think that, oh, well, you're closer to this person, but you're not with me, or you call them more and you're not me, or whatever.
Yes.
Those get tricky.
I have a friend, I just call them my sisters. I have a sister. When we first started on this journey, I am not I'm not an emotional person. Like, I mean, I will, you know what I mean? I'll cry, but I'm a straight shooter.
Right.
But that sometimes does not go. Like, I'm used to being a straight shooter with most of my friends. But this friendship, I mean, it's new. This is like 10 years old, 10 years old or whatever. And I had to give a little more grace, because that person was more sensitive and could not take my straight shooting as much as my other friends could. And there was also an element of attention that was needed that I was also not used to. That has been, I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
Because
I also think commonality too.
Absolutely.
Within your different friendships.
I agree.
Like,
like,
you are a friend of mine. I love you, and I will be there when you need me. But everything may not be
may not click.
Yeah, it may not click like that.
Yeah.
That may click with somebody else. But that's not right. That's not to say that you are not my friend. That's not to say that I don't consider you super close to me.
That's right.
It's just,
we may not be able to have certain conversations,
one-on-ones and stuff like that. We just don't relate in that way.
Yes.
But you are still my friend.
Absolutely.
Though. And I will be there whenever,
Well, because I can't, and this is absolutely no no shade to you, but if I'm having marital issues, I'm not going to come to you and pour all my marital issues on you, because you like, sis, you need to either go to therapy or call one of your friends who is married.
Who will probably have more of that experience to give
now,
you.
Of course, I talk to Tam about a little bit of everything, but you know what I mean? I may go to another friend, but that doesn't mean that I can't have that conversation with you, but I may not, because we have more, it's like maybe commonality is on a higher scale with this other person. And that, again, but not everybody understands that
that's
too.
The thing. everyone can't understand that, and they get into their feelings.
They do get in their feelings,
and it takes it so personal instead of like,
and it's nothing personal.
It's nothing personal. Like
nothing.
Instead of just like step back and really like ask yourself, like, what do you and this person really have in common like that? Now, maybe when you get together and like groups and stuff, like, yeah, y'all probably have a good ass time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, all day, every day. But if we're talking about outside of that environment, maybe one-on-ones or whatever the case may be,
it may look a little different.
It might be a little bit more complicated. But that's not to say like,
that's not to say
I'm not your friend, or I'm not rocking with you, or whatever, you know.
We just ain't doing that.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it goes back to just understanding.
It kind of goes, because when I started this podcast, there are only, I say this, but it depends on the conversation too. But you and maybe one of my other friends can talk on the phone for like 2 hours straight.
I can't do that.
But that doesn't mean that the friend that I can't talk to for 2 hours straight, the value has diminished.
Thank you. Yes.
It's like, but I know the chemistry between Tam and I for this podcast, we're going to hit that conversation and we're going to give it some time and go back and forth. But that doesn't mean, and I say that because I knew, like, you know, some of my friends that I've been friends with for 15 plus or longer than Tam, you know, there may be some feelings about it or not.
Like, why would you go into a podcast with me? Oh my gosh, I'm not trying to make a friendship.
But nobody said anything.
No, I'm not.
Because I know my friends won't say anything because they're real supportive.
You know what? It's funny you said that. Because I kind of, when we started doing this, I had that same feeling like, I wonder, I hope none of my friends get offended by it.
Because it's like, but it just is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like, I know Tam and I can talk about anything and everything for 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we're going to record it on this podcast.
Literally, I just want to say this. Anytime Jordan and I get on the phone, it's at least
2 hours.
I don't think at least hour and a half.
Yeah.
I don't think we've ever been on the phone less than that.
No.
Right.
And we start out talking about something else. And we get off to a journey of something else.
It always goes down the street, around the corner, to the left.
But the thing is, too, since we're talking about adult friendships, I just told my husband, I said, who would have thought that I would have met Tim 7 years ago? 7 years later, we got a podcast.
Yeah.
I never even imagined it. So I do say, you know, because Tim is a new friendship, even though we've been friends for quite some time, I think you should be open to it. But if it causes too much distress, or it just don't feel right in your heart, that is okay.
That's it. That feeling. If you got that feeling, and you feel like you are having to do way too much.
Because right now, friendship should not be hard.
It shouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Because also at the end of the day, this is with any relationship. There are going to be ups and downs.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got time to go through this with a new friendship.
No.
I ain't got time.
My work here is done.
Hello?
I'm not putting in a 9 to 5 with this friendship.
I don't want it.
Now, of course, yes. And like you said earlier, y'all gonna have little rifts.
Yeah.
You know, you gonna fight. All of my sisters, I fight with them like sisters.
Like sisters, yeah.
And we come back.
Absolutely.
Because one thing about me, I will say this, and Jess will be like, sis, because I'll be like, now that you asked, do you want to hear it?
Period.
Like, I'm just making sure.
I ain't a yes.
Me and Jess will say that to somebody till we blue in the face, because it's like, you want our advice? Okay, here we go. Are we gonna be okay after this? Okay, here we go. Like, but I think as friends, you should be able to say, like, I'm gonna be real honest with you, and you may not want to hear what I got to say.
Let me tell you, those are the times that I value the most. Me and one of my best friends, we just got a glass of wine.
Yeah.
We sat down.
Yep.
And we just
got into it.
We just spoke.
Yeah.
But that's always been our friendship.
Yeah.
I always say, like, I don't argue with people because I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I really don't. But, like, I appreciate those things with my friends who can just be honest. Because I'm not a yes person.
No.
If that's what you're looking for, don't come to me.
Like, well, that's not even a friendship anyway.
I don't think so neither. You know? But there are some, like, you know, you do have.
I know.
You have. And oh my gosh, there are so bad. You have some that will be like yes to everything and like, that's such a good idea. No, it's not. I'm going to tell you.
There are friends of friends that I have. And I'm like, sis, that ain't your friend.
That's not your friend.
Because
if they saying yes to everything,
and they always
and they're scared to be a little combative, or they're scared to just go opposite of how you feel.
That is
what
not
you
your
think.
friend.
That's not your friend.
Do you even know who they are? You don't even know who they are.
Yeah,
because they are whoever you need them to be at that time.
That part.
That's not even your friend.
That part.
That is and depending on who those people are, it could be an opportunist. It could be somebody who just likes your personality and what you around, and they just want to jump on your bandwagon. That's not your friend.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying no new friends because I have new friends. I mean, like, you are probably Seth is probably the newest friend.
I think
Tierra is the newest friend that I have.
I think I might be saying no new friend. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
She ain't saying no new, but she ain't saying don't bring no BS this way.
It. Yeah, don't bring it.
If you are very uncertain of who you are,
I think that's really what it is.
Now listen, we all have had that journey.
Trying to establish or not even establish yourself. If you, like you said, you don't know who you are, I don't know if this is the time for us to try to be friends, because I know exactly who I am. It's a lot of work. My career is, like I ain't gonna say I got it all together.
Listen, me neither. I don't got it all together.
But I'm not here where you trying to figure things out.
But if you ask me the same question twice, I'm gonna get the same answer twice.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like and my friends that I've been friends with for so long, we have done that work together. Mm-hmm. And right now, we moving on to the next phase.
Moving on.
Now, of course, you're gonna have peaks and valleys where you're like, sis, get it together. Mm-hmm. Like, hold on. But at the foundation of who you are is consistent.
Yeah.
And I can't be really deep friends with somebody that is very inconsistent of who they are, what they stand on.
With like
I am not doing that.
Like you're coming in with baggage.
Oh no.
I can't carry that. I can't carry it for you.
You know how long I've been carrying baggage?
Oh, I can't do that.
My back hurt. My back really does hurt. But my back hurts.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
I can't do that. And that's what I do know for sure. Yeah. Like now now at this age of mine, I can't deal with baggage.
I just can't. Nothing that's
you'll still be cool. Like we can still be cool. We can kick it every now and again. But if you're really trying to come into my life
and you
come into my friendships, let's do I don't know. Like I need you to work some things out first before you come over here.
Because I'm not here to Ayanla you or Oprah you or
none of the above.
None of the above. Like I'm not here to counsel you every single time that we on the phone, every single time you got something going on. Mm-hmm. Since I'm just trying to sit and sip. And I'm not trying to, I don't want to do nothing extra.
I don't want to do all that. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I think actually, really, that's a good segue, honestly, into the shoot the shit, because it kind of can relate to like friendships and stuff.
That's true.
But are you a texter or are you a phone conversation person? Let me tell you, it actually depends on.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't want to say who it is, but it just depends. Like we just said, we could talk on the phone for hours.
Yeah.
Now I have a best friend. We don't talk on the phone.
Yeah.
We will text a full-fledged conversation. Hello? Like all throughout the day. You
know what? Seth put me on to voice things.
Voice memos.
Shoot, I will voice. Now she is probably I think she might be the only friend that I do voice memos, and that's just what we do. We ain't calling each other unless it's really something we got to say.
Me and my best friend, we don't. if she calls me like right now, I would stop this right here and answer
because something's up.
Because we don't. I'm like, girl, everything okay? Like that's just how we do. Now we'll do the voice memo, right? Yeah. And I have another friend where she does like talking on the phone. If I had to say what I am, I'm probably more of a texter than a phone conversation person. Besides my partner.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Besides my partner.
See, okay. If I had to choose, I'm probably neither.
Wow.
I'm so anti
talking.
It depends.
Conversation?
Like, I don't know. It really does depend on the person. I'm not gonna lie. Like with you, okay, we getting into it.
Yeah.
But then after that, I'm not a. How do I explain myself? I don't know how to explain myself because it depends on my social meter. Let me say that. It
depends on how you're in the mood.
There we go.
Your mood. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Yes.
Okay, then I guess I'm kind of the same way.
It depends. Like if I done had a long day at work.
Oh yeah.
I do not want to call and talk to anybody. And honestly, I don't really call very many people anyway. Like if you get a call from me, it's something important. Like I barely call anyone. So I guess text would be the thing.
Yeah, text would be my preference.
But like sometimes I don't even feel like doing that.
Like the other day, my friend tried to FaceTime me.
You denied it.
I just didn't answer.
Cause who feels like getting on FaceTime?
But then I text.
What did you say?
Now, okay.
Did you say I don't really feel like FaceTiming right now?
No, but I have before.
You didn't even say why you didn't answer.
No, but what I was gonna say, my reason actually was like it was very true of why let me first go back. It wasn't like I was looking at my phone and I was like, oh, he's calling me and I put it down. That's not what happened, okay? I realized later that my friend had FaceTime me. I mean, I could have returned the FaceTime, but I didn't want to. I didn't feel like talking on the phone, and I was also watching a movie. Like, you know, but then afterwards, I really didn't feel like it. Yeah, so I texted him like, my bad, you know, I was watching a movie, whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I think I am very much more of a texter.
There's literally one person that I FaceTime almost every other day, and that is my sister, Morgan. We FaceTime every day.
That's another thing, like texting, phone call, or FaceTime. Like,
but nobody else, don't FaceTime me. Like, it's
just
my
you
sister.
And I wouldn't,
no, we don't never
FaceTime you. That'd be weird. If you, I was like, girl.
What's going on?
Right. You're right.
Like, because it is kind of intrusive.
It is.
It's like, wait a minute, I'm not even ready. Do I need to put some lip gloss on? I might be looking crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, and I would say sometimes me and Key, we will FaceTime, but that's every now and then. But literally Morgan consistently, almost every other day we FaceTime.
Yeah. I have a friend who's like, don't call me. FaceTime me. Like, legit. Like, do not call me. I need to see your face. And
I think that's probably what it is with me and my sister. Like, we need to feel like we're sitting with each other having this conversation.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on my mood, what my day has been. And sometimes the person, like me and Alfred don't text, probably because we see each other all the time, but we don't text very often and then call. It's very different because when he goes to work, then he'll call me and we'll talk. But other than that, we barely text each other.
You know what I mean? If I was to keep it all the way 100, me and my boyfriend, we be texting each other, okay?
Yeah.
We be sending voice memos. Well, we will call. I mean, obviously, we'll talk on the phone, but like, I would honestly say we're kind of a texting couple. We're a texting couple and a voice, audio message type of couple, you know?
Now, I will say, me and my sister had this conversation because, you know, she was like trying to get back into the dating scene. And she was like, nobody calls anymore. They only text.
So, and that's what I was going to say. It's like, is there a preference in
in situations.
And with certain people, like if, like me and my boyfriend, honestly, I probably would prefer more of like a phone conversation.
Yeah.
You know, then there might be other friends where I would probably prefer a different way of communicating. And then there's others where I'm like, you know.
Now, if I'm dating, if I'm out here dating, it would drive me nuts.
Yeah.
If you only text me, pick up especially like if we're going on a date or we're scheduling something, like that's what my sister was saying. Like they don't call at all. It's texting.
Yeah.
I'm on my way.
I'm outside. Yeah.
Like, dude. And that for dating, I think would be hard because it's like, I need to know you can carry a conversation. We about to go sit at this restaurant across from each other for an hour.
No, in the beginning of a relationship, yes.
Yeah.
Me and my boyfriend, I mean, we've known each other. Well,
you know, that's right. You know, he can carry many conversations.
Long
but
time.
In the beginning, let's talk it out.
Yeah.
I
agree.
need to know what's your brain looking like. Like, what's your intellect?
Yeah. I agree with that.
It is definitely situational. Depends on the mood, the person, all that good stuff. So, well, anything else on Shoot the Shit before we get up out of here?
Nothing else, y'all. Nothing else.
All right. Well, another one bites the dust.
Yes.
And thanks again for joining us. And please don't forget, no tea,
just coffee.
Bye.
Bye.